I woke up at 5, fed the dog, listened to the news, and didn't eat a thing until almost 10. That's what Robert told me. Robert, 67 years old, retired truck driver from outside Memphis, came into my office looking tired, mouth dry, a little dizzy. I asked him one simple question. Robert, did you drink any water this morning? He laughed. Doc, I had coffee around noon. That's about it. I've been practicing endocrinology for over 15 years, and I can tell you, I've heard that answer hundreds of times. My name is Dr. Isabella Norris, and today I'm going to walk you through 5 morning habits that look almost too simple to matter. But they can completely change your blood sugar numbers. Not in 6 months, not with some fancy supplement. I'm talking about real measurable changes that start within days. Here's something most people don't realize. Your blood sugar can spike first thing in the morning, even if you haven't eaten a single bite. While you're sleeping somewhere between 4 and 6 a.m., your adrenal glands start pumping out cortisol. It's your body's natural alarm clock. But cortisol also tells your liver to dump glucose into your bloodstream so you have energy to get up and go. If you don't use that energy, the sugar just sits there, builds up. And by the time you check your levels, you're already high before breakfast. This is called the dawn phenomenon. It happens to almost every adult, especially men over 60 with type 2 diabetes. Cortisol goes up, insulin goes down, and your fasting glucose comes in higher than you'd expect. A lot of my patients come in frustrated. Doc, I'm watching what I eat. I'm taking my meds. Why is my morning number still so high? The answer is usually the same. You're not waking your body up the right way. So let me tell you what I told Robert. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, drink 2 glasses of water. That's it. Just plain water, about 8 ounces each, right after you brush your teeth. No ice, no sugar. If you want to boost the effect, squeeze in half a lemon or add a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon. Both have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body has lost anywhere from a pint to a quart of water, just through breathing and sweat. If you don't replace it, your blood thickens up. Your glucose reading can look higher than it really is. Your kidneys have to work overtime. Your liver doesn't kick in properly. The result is elevated blood sugar, even though you haven't touched food. Robert followed my advice. 3 weeks later, his fasting glucose dropped from 132 to 106. No medication change, no diet overhaul. He called me laughing. I put 2 glasses of water on my nightstand, and my wife says I'm more committed to water now than I ever was to the gym. I told him, honestly, that's the first exercise your body gets every morning. When you hydrate first thing, your liver and kidneys activate and start filtering excess sugar. Your blood thins out. Insulin circulates more efficiently. Your metabolism gets the signal that it's time to wake up and get to work. Your autonomic nervous system starts to balance, supporting your heart and blood vessels. Just by drinking water when you wake up, you can reduce your post-breakfast sugar by 6 to 10%. That's not my opinion. That's data. But here's what 9 out of 10 of my patients actually do in the morning. They grab their phone, they scroll through the news, they read something stressful, and that shoots their cortisol even higher. The body doesn't get water, it gets anxiety, and the liver keeps dumping glucose. So the sugar climbs before they've even gotten out of bed. If you're listening right now, ask yourself honestly, do I actually drink water in the morning? If the answer is no, start tomorrow. Leave a bottle next to your bed. When you open your eyes, drink slowly. You'll feel the difference. Drier lips will soften. Your mind will clear up. Your heart will feel lighter. Within a few days, you'll see your morning numbers start to come down. That's the foundation. Without water, nothing else works as well. No diet plan, no exercise routine. None of it hits the way it should if your body is dehydrated from the jump. Now let me talk about the second habit. And I know this one makes a lot of guys nervous. Movement, but before you tune me out, hear me clear. I am not talking about going to the gym. I'm not talking about running. I'm not talking about anything that's going to wreck your knees or your back. I'm talking about 10 minutes of gentle movement right after you drink your water. Let me tell you about Bill Henderson, 70 years old, down in Jacksonville. Bill's a Vietnam vet, bad knees, lives alone in a small apartment. His fasting glucose was sitting around 145 to 150 every morning, despite eating pretty clean. When I asked about his mornings, he said, I get up, make my coffee, sit in my recliner, and watch the morning shows. My legs are shot, doc. I can't do much. I told him, Bill, you don't have to do much. Stand up, put your hands on the wall, and do 10 slow squats. That's it. If your knees hurt too much, just lift your heels off the ground 20 times. Or sit in your chair and pretend you're playing piano with your toes. Curl them up, spread them out, 2 minutes. It gets the blood moving in your feet and legs, which is huge for guys dealing with neuropathy. 2 weeks later, Bill's fasting glucose was down to 118. He told me, Doc, I just do my little routine every morning. 10 minutes. I feel steadier on my feet and I'm not crashing after breakfast anymore. Here's what's happening in your body when you move in the morning. Your muscles need energy, and the quickest energy source is the glucose floating around in your blood. When you activate those muscles, even gently, they pull sugar out of the bloodstream without needing much insulin at all. You're basically burning off the excess sugar that cortisol dumped overnight. Research has shown that older adults who walk gently for just 12 minutes before breakfast reduce their morning glucose by about 18% compared to those who stay sedentary. After 4 weeks, their A1C also dropped, improving long-term control. The mechanism is straightforward. Movement opens the doors on your muscle cells so sugar can get in and be used as fuel. Cortisol drops. Insulin works more efficiently. Blood pressure and oxygen levels improve. 10 minutes of movement can sometimes do more than a pill. And you don't need to leave your house. Even if you live in a studio apartment, you've got enough space. Here are 3 options I give my patients. 1. Walk around your home or your yard for 10 or 15 minutes. Breathe deep. Roll your shoulders. Put on some music you like. Johnny Cash, Motown, whatever gets you going. 2. Do some light stretching. Neck, back, arms. Reach up, bend side to side, loosen up the joints. 3. The toe piano I mentioned. Sit down. Move your toes up and down for 2 minutes. It stimulates circulation and helps with swelling and numbness in the feet. I had a patient, Carl Torres, 68, retired electrician from outside Chicago. He had peripheral neuropathy so bad his feet were cold and numb most of the time. After doing the toe exercises every morning for 3 weeks, he called me and said, Doc, I can feel my toes again. That wasn't just sensation coming back. His circulation had improved. When blood flows better, glucose reaches the muscles and gets used instead of piling up. I always tell my patients the same thing. It's not about how long you exercise, it's about when. The morning is the golden window because cortisol and glucose are both elevated. If you move during that first hour after waking up, you catch the wave and write it down. But if you sit still reading your phone or eating right away, cortisol keeps pushing and your sugar doubles down. Try this tomorrow. Before you look at your phone, before you pour coffee, stand up. Take 3 deep breaths, roll your shoulders, walk 20 steps. That's you telling your body, I'm awake, I'm in charge today. In 7 days, without any movement at all, the body can lose up to 30% of its ability to use glucose. For men over 60, staying mobile isn't about losing weight. It's about keeping your insulin working. Now let's talk about the third habit, and this is the one where most people mess up the most. Breakfast. I get it. For a lot of guys, breakfast is one of the small pleasures. Bacon and eggs at the diner. Stack of pancakes with syrup. Maybe just toast and orange juice because you think you're being healthy. But that last one, the toast and juice combo, that's a blood sugar bomb. A glass of orange juice has the sugar of 3 or 4 oranges with 0 fiber. Your body absorbs it almost instantly. Add white toast on top of that and your glucose can jump 80 points in 30 minutes. I remember talking to a guy named Frank, 66, from right here in town. Frank loved his morning routine. 2 pieces of white toast, big glass of OJ, cup of coffee with sugar. Every single morning by 10 o'clock he was wiped out, heart racing. Needed to lie down for a nap. That's textbook postprandial hyperglycemia. Sugar spikes, insulin crashes in to compensate, and you end up tired, shaky, and hungry again 2 hours later. It's a vicious cycle that millions of people repeat every day. After 60, your body needs a completely different kind of breakfast, not one loaded with fast energy. One that keeps your energy stable. A proper breakfast holds your glucose steady until lunch, kills the sweet cravings, lowers inflammation, and helps insulin do its job. I teach my patients what I call the 3-2-1 rule. 3 parts protein, 2 parts fiber, 1 part slow carb. Here's what that looks like on a plate. A bowl of plain Greek yogurt, no sugar added, with a tablespoon of seeds, chia, sunflower, or walnuts, plus half an apple or a pear. The protein in the yogurt keeps you full. The fiber from the seeds slows down sugar absorption. The fruit gives you vitamins without a big spike. Or if you want something more filling, 2 or 3 eggs, scrambled or fried with just a little olive oil, a slice of whole grain toast, and some sliced tomato with avocado. Simple, cheap, and incredibly effective. Eggs give you choline, B12, and essential amino acids that support your liver and help regulate insulin. The healthy fat in avocado slows down how fast your body absorbs the carbs. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Doc, my old doctor told me eggs are bad for cholesterol. I hear this all the time, and the research is clear. Studies have shown that men over 60 who eat 1 to 2 eggs a day don't raise their bad LDL cholesterol. What actually happens is their good HDL cholesterol goes up, which protects the heart. Morning protein also helps tamp down cortisol. When you eat enough protein early, your body dials back the stress response. The liver stops dumping extra glucose. Your energy stays even. One more thing most guys skip over. Eat slowly. Your digestive system needs about 20 minutes to send the fullness signal to your brain. If you wolf down your food, your sugar spikes before insulin even has a chance to respond. Slow down. Chew. Breathe between bites. Robert, the guy I told you about earlier, called me a few weeks after making the switch. Doc, I dropped the white bread, added eggs and tomato. My numbers this week are better than they've been all month. I asked if he was hungry before lunch. He said no. And that's the first time that's happened in years. That's the body working correctly. And here's the key number. Just by fixing your breakfast, you can lower your A1C by up to 0.5% over 3 months. That's the equivalent of adding an oral diabetes medication. From breakfast alone, also if you drink coffee, and most of you do, have it after you eat, not on an empty stomach. Caffeine can bump cortisol and push your glucose up 10 to 15 points if there's no food to buffer it. Eat first, then enjoy your cup. Now for the 4th habit, and this one surprises people. Sunlight. Actual morning sunlight on your skin and in your eyes for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not talking about sitting out in the blazing noon sun. I'm talking about early morning light, that soft, warm glow when the day is just starting. Step outside on your porch. Sit by an open window. Let the light hit your face and arms. Here's why it matters. Morning sunlight helps reset your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, which controls nearly every hormone you've got, including insulin and cortisol. When your eyes take in natural light, your brain reduces cortisol production and starts making serotonin, the hormone that improves your mood and mental clarity. Research has shown that adults over 60 who get 15 minutes of morning sun have measurably better long-term glucose control. The reason is vitamin D3. Sunlight triggers your skin to produce it, and D3 is essential for insulin to work properly. When you're low on vitamin D, insulin can't lock into its receptors efficiently, and sugar can't get into your cells the way it should. If you can't get outside, that's fine. Open the curtains. Sit near a window. Just get that natural light on you. And that brings me straight into the 5th habit, which ties directly to sunlight. Stress management through breathing. If you start your morning by grabbing your phone and reading bad news, or worrying about bills, or getting into an argument, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Adrenaline and cortisol flood your system. Your liver dumps glucose. Your sugar goes up even though you haven't eaten. Stress is one of the most overlooked causes of high blood sugar, especially in men who tend to push through it without addressing it. I had a patient named George, 73, retired factory worker, taking care of his wife who had Alzheimer's. George was doing everything right with his diet, but his numbers stayed high. I asked him, "George, do you feel tightness in your chest in the mornings? Palpitations?" He nodded. I taught him a simple breathing technique. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Do it 5 times. Takes about a minute. 1 month later, George came back and his glucose had dropped almost 25 points. He told me, "Doc, I sit on my back porch every morning now. I breathe, I watch the birds, and I don't feel so wound up anymore." That's the power of calming your nervous system. When you control your breathing, you send a signal to your brain that says everything is okay. Cortisol drops, your liver stops flooding your blood with sugar, Your pancreas can do its job. Research has confirmed that 10 minutes of deep breathing in the morning can reduce cortisol by 22% and lower average glucose by 12 points within 3 weeks. I always tell my patients your body is like an orchestra. When you breathe with intention, every instrument plays in harmony. Now, before I wrap up, I want to address something I hear from a lot of you, and it's important. Some of you are already on insulin or metformin, and you're wondering, Doc, can I still do all this? Will it even make a difference for me? The answer is yes, absolutely. These habits work alongside your medication, not against it. They support what your meds are already trying to do. But please, and I mean this, talk to your doctor before making any big changes, especially if you're on insulin. Your dosing might need adjusting as your numbers improve, and that's a good problem to have. But let your doctor be part of that process. Also, some of you have asked me whether the water in the morning should be warm or room temperature. Honestly, either one works. The key is just drinking it. Don't overthink the temperature, just get it in. And for those asking about fiber specifically, when I say fiber at breakfast, I mean things like chia seeds, ground flaxseed, oats, walnuts, almonds, or whole fruit with the skin on. Not fiber supplements unless your doctor recommends them. Real food fiber slows digestion naturally and keeps your sugar from spiking. So let's put it all together. Here's your morning ritual, and it takes about 30 minutes total. Wake up, drink 2 glasses of water. Move for 10 minutes, whatever your body allows. Eat a real breakfast with protein and fiber, the 3-2-1 rule. Step into the sunlight for 10 to 15 minutes. Sit quietly for 1 minute and breathe 4-2-6. If you do this for 21 days, here's what you can expect. Your fasting glucose will come down and stabilize. You'll feel lighter and sharper mentally. You'll sleep better. Your mood will improve. This isn't magic. It's just what happens when you take care of your body the way it was designed to be taken care of. And I want you to remember something. Every morning when you open your eyes, you get a fresh start. It doesn't matter what your number was yesterday. Today you can do something different. 1 glass of water, 1 deep breath, 1 ray of sunlight. Every small thing you do is medicine if you use it right. I'm Dr. Isabella Norris. I've spent over 15 years helping people take control of their health. And I believe the answer isn't always in a bottle. Sometimes it's in your hands, in your breath, and in the way you start your morning. If you stay consistent, your body will respond. Quietly, steadily, and for real. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. I hope tomorrow morning you'll give yourself those 30 minutes. Try it, feel it, and come back and tell me how it went. I want to hear your story. And in the next video, I'll show you a simple cinnamon and lemon water recipe that can help bring your glucose down over 14 days. A lot of my patients have already tried it, and the results have been impressive. Don't miss it.